we come.
All right, it's recording. So you can edit this, right?
No.
You don't know how to edit this?
I do know how to edit it. It's just not fun.
Okay.
And it takes an hour. Brown. Hey guys, I'm here with my buddy Will from Amorosa. Great band. You should check him out. They make you do that.
Yep.
What do you think about the Dark 30 reunion?
Well, met Hurley a while ago at a bar, and we started chit-chatting a little bit, and started talking about TBIs, brain injuries, and really got interested in it because it's something that a lot of people don't know about, and it's such a very common thing that happens these days. Started talking about music here and there. Hurley told me he used to play in Dark 30. I was kind of stoked as shit, and told me about the reunion that they were doing. Definitely excited about that, let alone the cause that it's going to.
Operation B sharp, double major, augmented minor, Dark 30 reunion.
Whatever.
We're going to drop that part, I'm telling you.
Minor thing. And I'm pretty effing stoked on this reunion and the quadruple CD you're putting out.
That's right, the quadruple.
And
a double album.
all the, yeah.
In 7/16 time.
Backwards D sharp
Mediterranean,
major.
South American rhythmic changes of love.
But in short, you should check out Dark 30 and buy their new record because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm here for part whatever of your weekly update with none other than Jason Greaves, whatever value you want to put in there, multiples, doesn't matter, Jason Groves of Sneak Attack Studios. He's the one that's kind of pulling everything together for the Dark 30 reunion album. Go, Jay. Where's the camera?
Hi. I record stuff. It's a really good, it's a very wonderful cause. Hurley's been my friend for many years, and thank you.
I always used to think he hated me, actually, but that's
I like Hurley, actually. Contrary to what he thinks, he likes to push my buttons, and that's okay sometimes.
right.
Sometimes.
Jay,
But I've always loved Hurley.
I worked with Jay on the Drusilla album and the As Yet Unfinished Octolux album, and we worked together on a couple of songs, and we're getting ready to do a full album for the brain injury guys that I work with. They've written, and then I've partially recorded, Jay's going to make it sound pretty, a whole album for their stuff, just stuff that they wrote in their therapy, through the lessons I give them. That's how it happens. But, so Jay, how complicated is it to do what we're doing? Being that Charles doesn't live in the state, and by the way, he doesn't have the use of an arm.
Well, actually, him not living in the state isn't really that much of an issue anymore. Like now, I know it's kind of crazy, even though that we're getting ready to go all analog, so all this stuff's going to be tough. Yeah, we'll still keep that. But the thing that's really remarkable about it is that he is essentially crafting these drum beats from ones that he had made previously. Everybody knows about the project and how it's happened and what's going on or whatever. And what's really fascinating to me is that, Hurley was explaining how he only has used, not, the motor skills or whatever, even like tap out a beat, you almost have to bob your head and move it, but he's somehow, he's doing it, an amazing job. It rules, actually. It's pretty cool. And the irony is, this is really cool, actually. We've went back and forth kind of between the original demos and the original recordings and stuff. And, although we're kind of like using drum machines or whatever to recreate the versions that he's making, it's crazy how much it feels like, you can really, to me, a lot of like what a rock and roll band, how it lives and breathes is in the drums and like the rhythm of it. And how he did it, it just really feels like, he's really like almost like aggressive on top of the beat, sort of like, and to listen back to the old recordings, it was kind of the same way, but he's still also doing that on the tracks he's sending are just like that. It's awesome. They're not very, they don't, typically a drum machine you think of like, dance music, yeah, right, everything quantized to 16ths, and it just like, but somehow he's managed to elude that process, and it's actually quite wonderful. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's been it's been a lot of fun to work on. So,
And next week, kids, since you met Will and you met Jay in this one, you'll probably get to see maybe Hank, or Greg, Charles, or Jesus. Jesus Christ. Cheese and Rice be here next week.
comes around here occasionally.
That's right, he does. He made it. Well, he had to wait for the studio to be open.
True.
That's it, bye! Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Oh, deep, dark. That's where you go.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know.